This is the third of 3 videos which go with the book about the police, the court and lawyers, what to do and what not to do. The book is about Dan, who has an intellectual disability, and Hannah, who helps Dan make decisions about everyday things. The book guides Dan and Hannah through the criminal justice process in Queensland. It provides basic information only, and it's not intended to replace the in-depth material available from Legal Aid Queensland or the services of a legal practitioner. The book is funded by the Legal Aid Queensland Community Legal Education Collaboration Fund and produced by the Justice Support Program at Queensland Advocacy Incorporated in collaboration with the Endeavour Foundation. It's available in print and to download from the Queensland Advocacy Incorporated website. This third video explains what Dan and Hannah should do and should not do if they have to go to the courthouse and Dan doesn't have a lawyer to represent him. At the courthouse. Dan, this is a busy place, but everyone who works there is really polite, and the biggest part of their job is to help people like you and Hannah. All the people who work there have rules they must follow. They will also expect you to behave yourself, so you don't stop them from doing their job or helping other people like you. There will probably be lots of all sorts of different people there. Some will be loud and unruly, some will be really sad. You should aim to be the best behaved of them all. The court volunteers. They come to the court all the time and know just about everything about how stuff works at the courthouse. They know the staff, they know the security guard, they know the duty lawyer, and they know the police prosecutor. Dan, they may not know that you have a disability, so you do need to tell them, but they probably won't have time to listen to your life story. They will help you or Hannah fill out the form that tells the duty lawyer that you will need his help. The duty lawyer. The duty lawyer has to find time to help all the people at the courthouse, so he's usually pretty busy and won't have a lot of time to talk to you. Each lawyer is different and will have his own way of doing things. The most important thing for you or Hannah to tell the duty lawyer is that you normally need help to understand and make decisions about ordinary, everyday things. Hannah, go into the duty lawyer's room with Dan and explain about his disability. Give the duty lawyer a copy of the printouts or reports about Dan's diagnosis. Talk to the duty lawyer about yourself. Dan, if you know that you did or didn't do the things that the police say you have done, you can tell that to the duty lawyer. Let him know if you don't understand what he's saying or what's been happening ever since the police first spoke to you. The courtroom. This is where the judge is. The judge sits behind a big high bench at the front and looks towards everyone else. Inside the courtroom, when you go into the courtroom, it's as if you are a visitor and the judge is the boss of that room. He needs to listen carefully to everything that's said and has to think hard so he doesn't make any mistakes. It's important you don't distract him by talking or laughing or jiggling about. You will be expected to behave yourself, just as you would if you were at church, at the movies, or in a classroom. Between the door and the judge is a long bench with lots of chairs. The prosecutors sit on the right end of the bench, and one of them might be wearing a police uniform. The duty lawyer sits or stands on the left side of the long bench, and he won't be wearing a police uniform. Dan, you and Hannah sit until the duty lawyer or the prosecutor calls your name. Try to get a seat close to the centre aisle so you can get out easily. Waiting to appear before the judge. While you're waiting, You mustn't talk or laugh or comment on what the other people say, even if they're being silly. Just watch how the other people go to stand at the very left end of the bench when their name is called. Notice that they don't use bad language or butt in when the judge, lawyer, or prosecutor is talking. This is where you and Hannah will go when your name is called, and you will appear before the judge. Appearing before the judge. Dan, this is a fancy word for you going to stand at the long bench next to the duty lawyer so that the judge can see you. The duty lawyer will do most of the talking, and he will tell you when to sit, stand, or speak. You stand to the left of the duty lawyer. Hannah can stand behind you or on your left. The judge will probably want to know Hannah's name and why she is there. The duty lawyer can explain how you need someone to help you when you're at court. Asking for an adjournment. The duty lawyer will explain a few things and will probably ask the judge for an adjournment. And this is a fancy way of asking, can Dan go away and work out what to do next if he promises to behave himself and come back later? If you have something you desperately want to say to the judge, you should tell the duty lawyer. Just wait for a quiet time when the duty lawyer is not speaking to the judge or the prosecutor and quietly ask him if you can say it. Court bail. Dan, this is like the police or watch house bail. It's an undertaking or a promise to behave yourself and come back to court whenever the judge says so. The court staff prepare it. You and Hannah wait near the counter for your name to be called. Important. You must not leave the courthouse until you have read and signed the bail. The lady at the counter will read the bail undertaking to you, and you should tell her if you don't understand. There will be 2 copies for you to sign. The lady behind the counter will stamp them with the official court stamp and give 1 copy to you. Give it to Hannah to look after it for you. Now you can go home. Dan, Hannah will probably help you fill out a legal aid application form if it hasn't already been done. Explain about your disability and how you don't understand courts and usually need someone to help you make everyday decisions. Hannah should include the reports that describe how much help you need and why you need help. Remember that legal aid helps people like you get a fair deal from the police and the judge. If they say you should be okay without a lawyer, then it probably means they don't realize how confused you get, so be sure to tell them. It's not over yet. Dan, it might take months or even years to sort it all out, and there'll be lots of stops and starts. But at least you will have a lawyer to explain things to you and Hannah, to look after you and get the best outcome for you. If your lawyer doesn't try to explain things to you, then it might be because he doesn't realize how much help you need, or he's forgotten. Just say, I don't understand. Can you say it a different way, please? If you still don't understand, then it's not your fault. It's because your lawyer is not very good at talking to you, and you might have to help him as much as he is helping you. If your lawyer doesn't change his words, it's time to tell someone else about the lawyer's problem. You can ask Hannah to phone legal aid or call them yourself. Dan, above all, remember that until it's all sorted out in the court, you are on bail and you must behave yourself.